Welcome to the Drag Me to the Movies podcast. My name is Joe.
I'm Ned.
And that was a awkwardly long pause, but in this episode, we're joined by a special guest, Mr. Lee. Say hello, Lee.
Hi, I'm Lee.
Welcome,
He's
Lee.
Lee.
Hello. Hi.
So the reason we have Lee on here, and welcome Lee, by the way, is because Lee, well, let me lay the story down here. So Lee had me over for a day of Warhammer, and when I arrived, his beautiful daughter was watching this movie, and I said, "What's this movie?" And everyone in the room audibly gasped and basically booed me for not knowing what they were watching.
I mean,
Boo this man.
it's the usual boo.
Yeah, but Ned, you had also not seen this movie, correct?
I had not. When you brought it up,
I was shocked when I heard this. I
Yeah.
did not understand. Joe, I know that's his entire thing.
That's right. This podcast doesn't exist without me being a terrible person.
I have a feeling I can explain probably why that is, but
You better.
I mean,
I also have reasons, I think.
yeah,
But,
like it came
before we
out-
get into that,
okay.
go ahead. Okay, before we get into that, what are we talking about? We're talking about the movie Treasure Planet.
Yes, Treasure Planet.
There was a lot of vagueness there, and we never really approached it.
Lock it in.
But yeah, so that's what we're here to talk about. And so yeah, how do we want to start this? So typically it's me
You start
because
off, man.
I've never seen it, but
Unless you want me to.
all right. Yeah, why don't you kick it off, Ned, since I did the introduction.
All right. So Treasure Planet is how do I say this? Well, first let me start by trying to explain why I probably didn't see it. So this came out, 2002. That's also kind of around the time I was graduating high school and stuff like that. So I just have a feeling I was on the
Old.
outer edge and starting college type thing.
Old. Ned's old.
I mean, it is what it is. I can't control my age. So yeah, I think this movie has like a very 2D animation style to it, but it also incorporates some 3D stuff that I thought was kind of interesting. Like I think this was actually a pretty popular film around the time for meshing those two methods together. And it seemed pretty seamless to me on how they were able to pull that off. You guys have any thoughts on that?
So there was a lot of technology with this. And they did a lot of hand animation, some computer, and then have you ever heard of Deep Canvas that Disney did?
If it involves layers and stuff, maybe, but not by that particular name.
No, it's okay. You guys have seen Tarzan,
Yes.
like Disney.
Yeah.
So they did the same thing with like the vines. It's basically it was kind of the first iteration that they started using where they would build like 3D environments and be able to map it and then have a camera that they could move around in it. I think the first iteration of it was in Beauty and the Beast, the staircase.
Are you talking about rotoscope?
No.
It sounds more like you have a 3D environment that you're able to move around in and have a camera that focuses in on specific locations that you need.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I follow you.
Mhm.
You follow that, Joe, or?
I do.
Okay. Yep.
But yeah, like I love this movie, and I also love a lot of the background on it. So yeah.
Okay. So I mean, obviously I did some research on this, even though like obviously it has a lot of pirate influence from other films before, or like for example, Treasure Island, essentially Treasure Island in space. Kind of an interesting choice that they had actual pirate ships in space. I'm not sure how that works out scientifically, but
so and they mention it a little bit here and there in the film. Basically, they didn't call it space; it's called the Ethereum,
right.
and just think of it as space, but there's air, and atmosphere through and solar winds.
Space air.
Yeah, it's actually pretty similar. Joe might know this. I don't know if you know a lot when it comes to D&D there, Ned, but there's actually a section of D&D called Space Jammer, where it's basically the same kind of concept where they cruise around in space, but there's air and they're all on pirate ships and stuff. So that's kind of the thought when they were building the world out, how they would do it.
I am not familiar with that. So yeah, cool. One of the other things, like right out the gate when we're kind of pulled into this, you have a nice little 3D animated like hologram book. I thought that was kind of a neat design.
I would read books more if that was a thing. I'm just putting it out there.
Agreed. And then obviously we're introduced to the character when he's older. His mom, she takes care of him, runs a restaurant, which, my God, I don't know how many different cuisines she has to have there, but it seems kind of ridiculous to be able to run a restaurant with all that different type of food.
Well, let me counter what you just said, that he has a mom that takes care of him, right?
Right.
This mom let him go search for treasure after pirates just burned down her business and killed some people
with a trusted friend.
So was she a good mom? Was she a good mom?
I mean, she's a mom. She did what she could.
About that.
Do you honestly think she would have been able to stop him? She's used to the men in her life running off.
Oh no, that's dark. I don't like that one bit.
I mean, if you put it in context of like the error they're trying to go for, and as he put it, as going to sea might be good for his rebellious attitude.
Going to sea against dangerous pirates that killed somebody. I mean,
I guess he did die because of them. It wasn't.
Yeah,
he died of old age.
Right.
I can see that. Maybe.
I mean, if she said no, we wouldn't have a movie. So yeah. I get it, but I just don't know. She's Mother of the Year.
I mean, I didn't say Mother of the Year. I just said mother.
He really wanted to.
Right.
I know, he was a badass, rebellious little kid.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw him on that like surfboard, skateboard, hoverboard, whatever board thing it was.
Yep.
That was pretty tight and sick,
Solar sail.
Yes, that.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
What he said. But yeah, I mean, in general, they elected to kind of go with a kind of lead character that's not necessarily just like a young kid. He's a little bit aged up, teen years probably. So I felt that worked for this movie. It kind of showed that he was proficient with working with space sailing stuff. He showed that later in the movie where, obviously he starts to kind of befriend the pirate leader that also kind of snuck onto the ship that they're using to get to this treasure planet.
He was a pirate? No.
Yes. A cyborg.
He was just the cook.
Pirate. I mean, it was pretty obvious based on what the turtle said that he's the bad guy. They didn't do a very good job of hiding that.
No, well, I mean, they even have Jim give him the suspicious eye the first time he sees him, so they don't even try to hide it.
Right.
So here's something I want to ask. How familiar are you guys with Treasure Island?
I don't even know if I've seen it. I've heard of it. I know roughly who's in it. But
I read it in high school, but that was a long time ago.
So there was the famous book that a lot of people had to read. They had old movies made of it. There is a amazing Muppet version of it where it is literally everyone is Muppets except for the kid that plays Jim, and Tim Curry is Silver. That is it. It is.
That's a list, Ned.
Yeah. But so basically this follows Treasure Island almost to a T for the big swaths of thing, except it is in space. For Jim, they actually decided so Jim in the original was basically just, I'm a kid, I'm going on an adventure, etc. In this, he actually had more agency. Like he has like the tech skills and all that they kind of changed with him. He also didn't. His dad in the original was still alive and died in the fire at the inn. You know, they added in the whole for lack of a better term, daddy issues.
Which is an interesting choice for a Disney movie. Usually they kind of pass over that in a way that isn't super questionable and doesn't usually show.
Usually just one of the parents is gone or all the parents are gone, but they never really touch onto it.
I mean, it's not as dark as getting killed by like, you know, a hunter, but
yeah. And there's whenever you guys want to get into it, like there's a bunch of interesting behind the scenes with this entire film. But yeah.
Well, let me just kind of roll down through a few more things that I wanted to touch on. I enjoyed the different character designs. I thought it was nice hearing some familiar voices. Obviously, we had Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Hawkins. We had Emma Thompson in here. Martin Short as Ben, which I'll circle around to Ben later. Laurie Metcalf, she was the mother. I think she was a familiar voice. David Hyde Pierce, obviously he's notable, and I feel like I liked his character, especially like how he kind of had that like instant blurt out of what he was thinking, and then another follow-up sentence where he tried to lessen it and be more sensitive. So like that was kind of a interesting character trait. And then it was go ahead.
He kind of felt like an educated Goofy.
Yes,
in a way,
I would agree.
To me.
Yeah. And then we had Michael Wincott in here as what Scroop was the name, I think. Which I always enjoy hearing his voice. He's a very menacing, deep, gravelly voice.
And did you mention Brian Murray?
I didn't. You just did.
The brother of Bill Murray. He was the bad guy.
Yep, and he did a very good job as well.
Yeah.
And then we also have narrator Tony J in here. He is a very recognizable voice. I went and watched the trailer for this to kind of get an idea how it was marketed. I don't like how it was marketed. And I feel like you have a narrator like Tony J, like get him to do that.
Yeah, that's a bit of the controversy and behind the scenes of how it was marketed.
Which I picked up on a few things on how that was handled too. So I'll be interested to discuss that with you. But you know, there's one really odd thing to me about this movie, and it almost pulled me out entirely. It was the scene where they pretty much played the full Goo Goo Dolls I'm Still Here song. Like, aside from like one little audio clip, it is purely just the song over kind of like a montage.
Yeah.
That was weird. It kind of felt empty to me just hearing that song and seeing those things. I don't know why, but it just pulled me out of it.
Weird.
I want to say something very giving about that, but I won't yet. But the song is good. I mean,
I agree.
The Goo Goo Doll guy is talented, right? The singer, but it's definitely out of place because it's all orchestral music throughout this film, except for that spot. And it's
I think there's one other song
sudden.
towards the end too, but
yeah. I think it's the Goo Goo Dolls again at the end. But yeah,
it might be. I didn't pay that close attention to it.
It just felt very abrupt and out of nowhere.
You know, I've never heard anyone say that. I literally, even when we all rewatched it again last night, like Alyssa was sobbing. So
she gets a pass because she's preggers.
Right.
Sure. But yeah, I've always felt very emotional about it too.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not a good song. It's just a way that, like,
I see what you're saying.
Wait, she was crying about the song,
or the whole
just that,
montage,
or about the movie?
That whole section of the movie.
Really?
Like the yeah.
Because I felt nothing during that. I
mean,
don't know
it
about
really
you,
is
Ned,
trying
like
to play the father figure and building a relationship. Like,
I know, but I think the music, like to your point, pulled me out of it. Like,
it did. But I understand what they were going for with it.
Yeah. I can see what you mean with like it doesn't match the theme of the movie through the entire thing.
I mean, the whole movie has like a mix match of like, hey, we're gonna be futuristic sci-fi with traditional pirate age stuff and kind of this steampunk vibe, and I'm just like, they mix and match stuff in a way that I didn't enjoy, but I overall gave it a pass. So yeah, I don't know. Other than that, I thought it was interesting to have a supernova star turn into a black hole and all that jazz. And
man, and spoiler alert, it's still like Mr. Arrow getting sucked into the void.
Well,
is pretty
let go into the.
Well, yeah. It's pretty brutal.
That's one thing I'll give this film is there's a lot of death, not violent death, but still like into the void.
Yeah,
death, right?
even Scroop gets voided later on.
Right.
Yeah.
And he like gives out a death, like a bloody scream as he realizes what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it does come back around when, you know, Hawkins does it to Scroop away.
Yep. Yeah, it is poetic. Even worse though, because I mean, Arrow's getting spaghettified and dying, where Scroop's basically just going to starve to death.
Well, not only that, we have pirates getting sucked into lava, and you know, and later in the movie. So like, yeah, there's definitely some death.
Yeah. So I really only have two other kind of character things I want to touch on. Morph, I thought, while he was interesting, like I felt he could have been more utilized to kind of play the good and bad. Like ultimately he ends up kind of like a Iago kind of, but less presence. And then Ben was just, he shouldn't have been in here.
Yeah. So he does. I don't know if it's so that's actually in the book. They do find what is basically a surviving crew member from Flint who's gone crazy, like, you know, on the thing. I think Short when just he goes too hard with he's too annoying.
He's like, trying to compete with Genie in a way. It kind of felt like that.
Yeah, it was, hey, we have this big voice actor, we need to jam him into every little thing. Right. And to your thing, like, oh, he's the comedic relief. We need to everything he says needs to be a joke or a one-liner or just silly over the top.
Yeah. Like I feel like he could have had a lesser part, still had funny moments. It's just like they instantly throw the whole thing. Is like he gets him killed almost. Like, what are you doing, man?
So yeah, he was not great.
Yeah. So, well, that's all I had aside from like, you know, some technical things. So Joe, what do you have?
Yeah. So I appreciated the animation style of this film. You know, it, I don't know, it didn't feel necessarily Disney to me. But that doesn't hurt it for me either. But I don't know, it felt like it took maybe some risks away from the Disney playbook for animation. So that was kind of neat to see. And maybe some of it's that 3D mapping that you talked about, Lee, that lends to that. I thought the imagination of the aliens that were drawn up were pretty cool. You know, like the torso alien and with the head separate.
Squid head.
That was kind of neat. Right. With was it Blob? Is that what it was called? I'm always
the
bad with names remembering.
Thing? Is that
no, like the little pet.
The flatulent one.
Morph.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's Morph.
Like that was kind of a cool idea. You know, the fart alien.
Yeah.
The spider guy, like they're all pretty cool. So I give them that. Mr. Arrow being a rock like alien.
Yeah, he looked like an arrow.
Yeah, right. like a Indian arrow.
The captain.
She's alright.
Yeah. I mean I don't like cats, so
I mean I wasn't really a fan of like how they kind of try to force a relationship in there, but you know,
Hmm.
I feel like this
Uh,
movie was definitely targeted more at boys than girls, and that was kind of like maybe an afterthought or something they tried to squeeze in there.
it's cats and dogs, Ned, nerds and military. That's they can get together. That's what they're trying to push on you,
Oh,
Ned.
okay.
That
My bad.
narrative.
Sorry.
Um,
Went over my head.
uh, I wanted to call it again, like you said, the cast, like the voice acting cast, I thought was great. Yeah, I mean, you touched on the music for the most part. I mean, the orchestral parts of it I thought were well done. I didn't have any problems there at all. I do like some of the nods to other sci-fi stuff, like "Dang it, Jim, I'm an astronomer, not a doctor."
Mhm.
Like I appreciated that they snuck that in. But yeah, that's what I have to add. Otherwise, yeah. So, Lee, you seem to have a treasure trove. Get what I did there
Ah,
of background information on this film. So, do you want to fill us in?
yeah. So, one, this is kind of around the same thing. This is kind of considered for people like cinema, like the trifecta when it comes to this style. So there's this. Have you guys seen Atlantis, The Lost
I
Empire?
had it.
I
It's
have
been
not.
a very long
Oh
time,
my,
but
Joseph, I'm upset at you.
I don't remember
Well,
liking it though.
you said at the beginning that you knew what I am.
I know. So this basically this same exact thing, like it is, same kind of animation, same kind of look. It has the steampunky feel to it. I honestly, I would say you guys might want to put it on the list. But it has the same animation kind of to it. And same kind of adventure feel to, like, it is that sci-fi adventure feel. And it came out the year before and was another Disney movie that again didn't have the box office payoff. Neither one of them did, but now they're kind of cult classics. And then it wasn't a Disney film, but I don't know if either of you have seen Titan AE,
I have.
which
I have
is
not.
so I again came out right around the same time, same kind of animation style. Where they, when I say animation style, where they're mixing 3D and hand drawn elements along with like these big picturesque backgrounds that they do. So there's that angle of it that like they tried, at least with Disney, they tried this twice and it didn't exactly pay off for them. Um, the and then also I don't know if you mentioned who directed this, but
I
it
didn't.
is Ron Clements and John Musker. Do either of those ring a bell for you guys?
I
No.
think John Musker does. Try to think. Like, didn't so I know that there was a few things happened for this movie. Like, it was rejected, I think, like 3 times before it actually was
Y-
allowed to be made, and
Yes.
that was due to the success of Hercules.
Yeah. So Ron Clements and John Musker, they were Disney animation guys. They also, I believe, wrote or worked on The Black Cauldron, another black eye for Disney. So afterwards, they basically went to Katzenberg, who was the head of Disney Animation at the time, and said, "Hey, we want to do Treasure Island in space. Like, please let us do this." And they said no. So basically, from there, these two, Ron Clements and Musker, basically were behind half of the Disney Renaissance age.
Like Aladdin.
They did Little Mermaid, Aladdin, and Hercules. So, and which, all very successful. And basically every time they had a movie and, it was successful, they would come back and say, "Hey, we want to do this movie." Like, this has been their passion project. for over a decade that they wanted to get this done. And so finally, like Katzenberg said, hey, well, they had this success with Little Mermaid. And then they were asking, and Katzenberg was kind of saying like, hey, if you have a couple more hits, like we'll make this movie. And so basically he gave them a hard set. If Hercules does good, we'll give you this movie. So after that, after Hercules actually was successful, they gave him a chance at this. It was also very expensive, as were a lot of the movies back then, just because it was still hand animation. And you get into kind of the conspiracy side of things that people talk about, just because it was one of the most expensive and one of the last movies done with this sort of animation, because computer animated movies were just catching on and comparatively cheaper to make. As Ned said, the marketing for it was kind of terrible. Because they did the thing. What we go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I know like there's a few things that kind of played against it. Number one, I think they ended up kind of going for, different marketing ploys with like McDonald's and video games and all this stuff. And I feel some of the toys and stuff that they did with McDonald's locked them into the date that they had, which was towards the end of November. And there's other movies that came out around that time that I feel hurt it. Like, Harry Potter, Chamber of Secrets and stuff.
Yeah. Like the other Disney movies on the list didn't have the same kind of competition. So that was, that blew it out of the water. I made a joke too.
He did it.
He did.
But Ned, if you saw some of the things, one, they did the thing where they gave away the entire plot of the movie, including the it was heavily implied, but they literally say Silver is the bad guy. Silver is, they also, Ben features heavily in it, in any of the marketing, even though he doesn't show up for half the movie, but the marketing makes it seem like he's a main character that is, in it the whole time.
Right.
And he's the funny one. So, that's how, like when you get down to it, like, yes, kids like this movie and everything, but it is a little more mature than your typical Disney movie. It doesn't have the the big musical numbers that are tied into it.
Score wise,
which is all. Say that away.
Like score wise, not necessarily music.
There's no music numbers. Like the characters aren't singing and dancing and so yeah, it was just so it was not marketed well, and the bit of conspiracy behind it is that the idea that Disney kind of tanked it on purpose, as in like, look at this, we poured all this money, look at this hand animation, look at this, people didn't want it, we can just stop doing hand animation and just go all computer animated.
I mean, I could easily see that. I know 3D was getting very big with the success of Toy Story and all this stuff. I don't personally feel that like a good 2D animation is going to win out if it's a good story and there's stuff there that people like. Which, it does seem like this definitely found its footing well after its initial theatrical release, which is good for those that liked it. Which I'll hold my opinions until the end. But I agree that I feel like this is one of the turning points for 2D animation and 3D kind of winning out.
Yeah, which is, again, I think the biggest thing when I watch these films is like, God, I wish they would do animated films like this again. I miss seeing hand animated movies. I mean, there's plenty of great computer animated movies and the tech that they do, but like like you said, if you go back and look at that, have you guys done Road to El Dorado?
No.
No.
So that's another one that's right around this time. Which Joe have you seen that?
I've seen that one. Yeah.
Okay.
I have not.
Oh, geez. But yeah, just those kind of animated movies. Lost Land is like all that. I understand it is hard and expensive, but it just can't be beat sometimes.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I really kind of grow to appreciate any film styles. Like, 2D animation still has its place. There's still going to be people that reach for it. It's kind of like claymation. Like, that's not cheap, but people still reach for it when they feel it's something that's either A, in their wheelhouse, or B, something they feel will, translate good on film and bring in an audience to it.
Yeah, it's funny because you mentioned claymation. Is there any other movies made with claymation that aren't attached to Lakita? If you know that, basically they're the ones that did like Coraline, the Two Strings.
What's the Wallace and Gromit?
Oh yeah, I was thinking like feature film ones that still are making movies, though. I guess they're still making
I was gonna say there's a Vengeance Most Foul from 2024.
There you go.
I feel like it's just a matter of people who appreciate the way things are delivered. Like, I love what they did with, for example, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Like, that animation style being mixed with CG and all that. Like, I love when people push the envelopes and try to do something new, but also pay homage to things that came before.
Yeah, actually, you know what it reminds me of? I think the last film, besides the Spider-Verse ones that even made touch this, was the last, what was it? Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. That was just beautifully animated as well, and just an absolute banger of a movie.
Yeah, I agree. So, is there anything more there around the 3D, 2D animation that you wanted to speak at, Lee?
Not that I can think of. Just that, like I said, this was a passion project that was trying to get off the ground for over a decade, coming from directors that basically made Disney the powerhouse it is today. At least a lot of their effort did. I'm glad that it's appreciated now. I just wish it would have done better, because the other thing is they actually had because the other side of the conspiracy was, they were trying to kill the project because they had already, part of this that they agreed to was they already had a second movie already greenlit, already storyboarded. They had William Dafoe lined up to be the villain. So like it when they went into it, they basically were going to make it a franchise, and then because of how poorly the first movie did,
they backed out.
They killed the whole thing.
Yeah. And I mean, like, the movie, even though it was not like a box office success, it did get a nomination for Best Animated Feature. It lost to Spirited Away, which is kind of understandable.
Yes.
I feel like this movie had a lot of poor timing and some stiff competition. And the marketing didn't help.
Yeah, it's one of those a depending on how you feel, a great movie, but had no, the world at large gave it no favors whatsoever.
Right.
And the ball was dropped with the more administrative side of things.
Yeah, I would agree. All right. Do you guys have anything else you want to know?
I got nothing.
All right. Well, do we want to get into our final scores and thoughts?
Sure.
Joe, would you
Lee,
like to go
what order
first?
do you want us to go in?
Yeah.
I'm curious to. I'll go last if that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't want to taint the opinion.
Okay. All right, Ned, why don't you go first?
All right. All right. So with Treasure Planet, I feel like, as I said, there's a lot of good, solid voice acting going on here. Overall, I felt it was a fairly simple, short, concise movie. Not a lot of room for having things cut out of it. I think it was just under 90 minutes or something like that. There's definitely some problems with it, mostly for me around the kind of music and stuff. Some things that I kind of wish may have played out a little bit differently. Like they kind of have Silver become the father figure, but he's also kind of a bad guy, and like they're kind of back and forth, but that doesn't matter in the end. So there's like just some oddities around that. But I did end up enjoying it, and I settled at a 3 out of 5 stars. What about you, Joe?
All right. Well, so yeah, I agree with you. The voice acting cast was great. The animation was good. That song really did pull me out of it. Ben also pulled me out of it quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the relationship between Jim and the pirate, was it Silver? What's his name? I always forget. Silver.
Yeah,
just Silver. I thought that was fine. But to me it was, I don't know what it was missing exactly, but it didn't have that pull like I feel in some other Disney movies, like where you're really feeling those emotions, which was why I was so surprised when you said how you and Alyssa were tearing up over it, Lee, because I feel like this kind of lacked some emotion. Not that it was void of emotion, but it didn't have the deep like Disney takes that I'm kind of used to. So yeah, all that said, I ended up giving this a 2.5 out of 5. So Lee, bring us home.
I'm trying to think, because when I watched the movie, like a lot of the things really hit for me, like Silver's whole thing, where he kind of regrets part of his life because him chasing the treasure has turned him into a cyborg, that he had to give up parts of himself. I almost feel like Silver ends up being a little bit of the emotional core of it, because he's sacrificed for the treasure. He's
I just want to like chime in there real quick.
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like
Mhm.
he is kind of the heart of the movie in a way, but he's still overall a bad guy, and I know he was kind of willing to do that to get the treasure and stuff that he wants. So
yeah, it's
still a bad guy.
yeah. Oh yeah. Like he has literally had to sacrifice parts of himself to hit this goal, and then everything with Jim. It's kind of the first time that he's had a connection like that. When Jim first hugs him, and how he even says, and then he's torn because like he has general feelings for him as a father figure, but he also knows like the moment that the pirates catch wind of that, they're going to kill him. They will absolutely cut his throat. So that's when it feels like a betrayal because Jim sees him saying all that stuff. But so for me, I understand Ben pulled you out of it. I still don't understand the music, at least with the song. Like I said, I understand it doesn't fit the theme, but
I guess for me, the music is more like the absent of other sound. Like typically when I hear a song like that being worked in, I'm still hearing like the sound of the ship flying by or the laughing back and forth that they're going through. Like it is completely absent aside from like one little snippet of audio. The rest is just that song.
But yeah, I wish Ben wasn't as prevalent as he was and wasn't just leaned so heavily into comic relief. That I agree, that does kind of pull me out of it as well every time he's on there doing something wacky. But so for the emotional core to it, the visuals, some of the genuine laughs that I get out of it, I give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay. That's respectable.
I also feel like this film is definitely catered towards you in general, Lee. Just between the pirate aesthetic, the
yeah,
what is it called? The punk.
yeah,
Steampunk.
like the
Steampunk.
Yeah, that's the steampunk pirate. It definitely does hit a couple things for me.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's why I'm not surprised you hold this one dear.
Yeah. And the animation style is pretty cool.
Yeah,
And then I mean, I guess one thing we haven't really reflected on too much here, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Do we like his performance? He's meant to carry this movie. Does he?
I was getting Marty McFly vibes from him throughout a lot of this, to be honest.
I mean, I think that's purposeful too.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think he necessarily heard it. But yeah,
he's kind of just there.
I think he matched the vibe of the film.
One other thing, this is just like a weird technical thing that I absolutely love. At the end of the movie, the actual countdown that Ben gives is accurate. Like I don't know how you guys feel, but when a movie says we got 15 seconds until the bomb goes, and then it's like,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, so the actual countdown that Ben is giving it actually is accurate.
I respect when films do that.
Yeah, Ned and I actually covered that in an extra not too long ago, right, Ned?
Oh, nice.
Yep,
that's cool.
Yeah, so like I said, maybe part of my appreciation is how many times I've seen it and how much Emmy loves it. That it's definitely one of her favorites.
Yeah.
Actually, when she woke up this morning, she wanted to watch. She wanted to watch Treasure Planet again.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by no means do I consider this a bad film. I just I was not as blown away. That's all I can say.
Well, if you think that we got it right or we got it wrong as far as the review goes, let us know on our socials. We're on Facebook and Threads at To The Movies Pod. And we're also on YouTube at The Movies Pod. Is that right, Ned? Did I get it right?
You did.
All right, sweet. I always second guess myself on
you
that.
You
do. Lee, would you like to plug anything that you're involved with?
As at least you guys know, I am the head of the Gearbox Union. We're a organization that raises for the Children's Miracle Network. Basically has hospitals all around. Boy, as far as plugging,
so you're on Facebook, right?
Yeah,
under Gearbox Union.
Yep, Gearbox Union under Facebook. You can also go to Extra Life or I believe it's extra-life.com. Oh no, you put me on the
.org, extra-life.org / and I don't know what your team name is or what the URL is. I should say, but
it's our team name, comrade.
Yeah, I know. We can link it, right, Ned? In the YouTube
we can do something
or YouTube description.
Both the descriptions on Spotify in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were going to have me plug stuff.
That's all right. But yeah, I mean, on the side, both Ned and I are also part of the Gearbox Union. We like what they do with charity, and we like to support them as well. So
help raise money for sick kids.
Yep. So we'll throw some links down in the description.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for joining us, Lee.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for dragging us to this movie, I should say.
Yeah, dragging the both of you.
Yeah.
And we're gonna fly away into space.
If you don't hear back from us,
ship that's meant to be in water.
Yep. If there's no episode next Tuesday, you know that Lee threw us into space.
Space.
He made us walk the space plank or something.
He had us down in Davy Jones' space locker.
Yes, thanks for joining, Lee.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.